The failure undermined Israel's claim of total control over Gaza. The failure to locate the Rafah tunnel after nearly a year of operation is not an isolated lapse, but a systemic intelligence breakdown and a failure. Satellite images verified by Al Jazeera show that the Israeli army excavated the same sector south of Rafah for 4 consecutive months, which means that they have established military posts along the Philadelphia corridor, which were only 100 and something meters from the actual tunnel. And yet the target remained undiscovered until Hamas itself handed over the remaining of the officer Hadar Golden via the International Committee of the Red Cross, which is an indication that the intelligence dimension confirmed this failure. First, technologically overconfidence. Israel intelligence architecture leans excessively on signal intelligence and human intelligence, also drone, satellite, ground sensors. They create an illusion of omniscience, so they heavily rely on science. So the Rafah environment, because they flatten the whole city and re-flatten it by bombardment, that produces, in terms of intelligence, data noise rather than clarity. So they don't have access via electronic. They don't have human intelligence because they wiped out everything. Everybody was displaced, and no one can recognize the old Rafah how it was. And Hamas counterintelligence and deception doctrine worked at its best. So they are master of camouflage through false indication, bury layers, entrance, hidden under reconstructed building, etc., which shows a very familiarity of the resistance with the Israeli capabilities. So the Rafah episode proved that Hamas underground infrastructure is not tactical expedient, but a strategic organism. So they have redundancy, they are deeply rooted in Gaza's urban and psychological landscape. So this is not only studying the landscape, but also psychologically where and from which direction the Israeli can look at and how they deceive the Israeli. So the confirmation comes from fact. For 1 year of saturated bombing and nearly daily incursions, the tunnels continue to operate. Hamas continued to attack Israel, even when the Israeli completely control Rafah, and the tunnels are still standing. And all the time of the concealment of the golden body under Israeli surveillance is an extraordinary testament of operational discipline and security compartmentalization. The failure undermined Israel's claim of total control over Gaza and exposed the limit of intelligence-driven warfare. Operationally, it forces a shift from deep maneuver to standoff containment. So when ground forces cannot rely on local subterranean threats, commanders must either slow their advance, raising exposure and cost, which what happened in Rafah and other parts of Gaza, or rely on wide area destruction that inflict heavy civilian tolls and international backlash, but doesn't allow Israel to reach its objective. So strategically, Israel operated for nearly a year beside a real tunnel before Hamas voluntarily closed the case, dismantled the aura of precision and omnipotence that underpins Israeli deterrence.